The NBA is a league full of insane plays and exhilarating trash talk, but unfortunately, that's not all the league is about. Today, we're going to talk about the most emotional moments in NBA history. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Derrick Rose's redemption. In 2008, the Chicago Bulls drafted Derrick Rose as the first pick of that year's draft.
In the 2008 NBA draft, the Chicago Bulls select Derrick Rose from the University of Memphis.
And it worked out tremendously well. He immediately won the Rookie of the Year title in his first year and, after 4 years, earned the regular season MVP, becoming the youngest player in history to achieve this feat. However, not everything went smoothly. In the 2012-13 playoffs, Rose went for a layup and ended up falling, tearing the ACL in his left knee. This was his first major injury, and in 2014, when he was getting back into his groove, he suffered another severe injury, tearing the meniscus in his right knee during a game against the Trail Blazers, sidelining him for the season. After his second injury, he clearly wasn't the same player as before, losing his explosive athleticism and spectacular jumps. Following these setbacks, the Bulls decided to trade him to the New York Knicks, where he faced more unfortunate circumstances. He spent some time away from the NBA, but in the 2018-19 season, playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves, he had a game that sealed his redemption. It felt like a beautiful scene from a movie as he made incredible plays and scored a career-high 50 points. It's impossible to remember that moment without getting chills. After the game, the star broke down in tears, touching everyone present at the Target Center that night. LeBron surpassing MJ. LeBron, one of the greatest players in NBA history, is considered one of the league's most exceptional prospects, among all his other career titles. However, one specific record affected him more than most of the accomplishments earned by the legend. That record was surpassing Michael Jordan in total points in NBA history. In a game between the Lakers and the Nuggets, after making the record-breaking basket, he received a standing ovation. But shortly after, he requested to be substituted and started crying due to the realization of his great achievement, becoming the fourth all-time leading scorer in the league, and eventually becoming the all-time leading scorer. And the heaviest one for me, and for the majority of fans of the greatest basketball league in the world, the tributes paid to Kobe Bryant. Kobe, the greatest Laker of all time, passed away on January 26, 2020, in a helicopter accident along with his daughter, Gigi. He was a tremendous example for all basketball fans due to his discipline and focus, known as the Mamba mentality. After this tragedy, the NBA was in complete shock, and no one could believe what had happened. So, in every game that followed during that time, players and teams paid tribute to ensure that the legend would never be forgotten. One of the most beautiful tributes came from the Los Angeles Lakers with a magnificent ceremony, and other players honored him by taking 8-second and 24-second violations, representing the two jersey numbers he wore. Imagine, he was a reference for everyone in the NBA at that time, and suddenly he was no longer with us. It's still hard to believe to this day. Giannis Antetokounmpo's promise. One of the best players in the current NBA, Giannis has already won an NBA title and 2 regular season MVP awards, as well as a Finals MVP. However, the star wasn't always as dominant. He was the 15th overall pick in the 2013 NBA draft by the Milwaukee Bucks.
The 15th pick in the 2013 NBA draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He was highly underestimated at the beginning due to being a skinny foreign player. In one of his early interviews, Giannis mentioned that he wanted to become an MVP, and some reporters laughed at him.
I mean, all of a sudden your eyes light up.
Yeah, he missed. I want the MVP. I want the MVP, yeah.
As we know, those laughs didn't age well since he achieved everything he set out to do. His interview during the ceremony for his first MVP was very emotional, with a heartfelt dedication to his father who had passed away a few years prior, in 2017. Isaiah Thomas and his sister. In 2017, Isaiah Thomas was living a dream. He was the star of the Boston Celtics, leading the Eastern Conference with the best record and finishing the season ahead of many superstars in the MVP race. Unfortunately, at the start of the playoffs, he lost his sister in a car accident. Nothing had been straightforward for Isaiah Thomas in the NBA. Standing at just 5 feet 9 inches and being the last pick of the 2011 NBA draft by the Sacramento Kings, it was in Boston where he truly stood out, becoming an all-star for 2 consecutive years. As I mentioned, everything was going right that season, with the undersized star averaging nearly 30 points per game. But less than 24 hours before the Celtics playoff game, he received the devastating news of his sister's death. Despite this tragic loss, he decided to take the court in her honor. At the beginning of the game, he clearly couldn't hold back the tears, and he received a standing ovation from the entire crowd. From the moment the ball went up, it felt like we were watching another scene from a movie. Isaiah seemed to fly on the court, ending the game as the leading scorer with 33 points, nearly carrying the Celtics to victory. In that playoffs, he reached the Eastern Conference Finals but lost to LeBron James' Cavaliers. After that, he was traded to the same team without achieving further significant success in his NBA career. After hearing this incredible story, would you have the strength to step onto the court? Let us know in the comments below. That was today's video. Subscribe to Hoop Talks, leave a like, and see you in the next video.